had no idea what it meant to publish a book. I knew that I was entering into a territory that I was highly unfamiliar with, even though my background is in business development and marketing. But it's a very different segment of marketing your own book. My name is Dianne Lee. I currently serve as the Executive Director for Strategy and Business Development for a firm named Kitchell. We provide construction and project management services to the construction industry. With the platform that I have acquired through the construction industry and as a woman in a very male-dominated industry, I felt the need to share my story. We live in a very interesting time right now where there are a lot of assumptions and judgments and stereotypical challenges. That's what really prompted me to share my story and to write my book. So I really didn't have any expectations about authoring my first book. I had never really looked into it. I was fortunate enough to watch Michelle in action on a webinar, and I was very intrigued by her message and about how everybody has a story. And it's really up to you to want to share it or not. It's up to you as to how you want to make your impact. I was really inspired by how approachable and how genuine she was and how encouraging she was, especially for someone like me who was a first-time author. After talking to Michelle, I was convinced that it was the right thing to do. I had already started my first draft and I shared it with Michelle. At that time, it was about 70 to 80% complete. And she was kind enough to not know anything about me, to read all 180 plus pages of what I had written, what I had poured into a script. And when I first got on my one-to-one call with her, she looked at me and she said, "Dianne, why did you wait this long to share your story?" And she started tearing up. At that point, I knew that she was the right publisher to go with. And since that time on, she's always made herself available to me. And when I've always asked for an appointment or for her guidance, she's always said, "Let's chat next week." It's never been, "Let's chat a month from now." So I really appreciated that about Michelle and her team. They were all very professional. They genuinely cared about making me happy, about making me comfortable about the whole process. And I really think that when you work with someone else, especially someone that you really don't know, it's about the experience. Michelle made me feel like my story mattered and that I needed to share it with the world. And it's been a year, and here we are today, and I'm proud to say that I've never been happier with the way my book looks, the way we've been able to promote it. Since the publishing of my book, it's been growing organically because I haven't really had to dedicate a whole lot of time into promoting or selling my book. It's kind of done it in its own way. And I'm happy to say that it's had a lot of positive reviews. I'm almost at 40 5-star Amazon reviews, which is pretty incredible. It's something I would have never imagined for me. I have just been invited to speak at the University of Kansas in the next few months, and I look forward to that. I'm now being invited to speak at a national level with different engineering firms. Now I'm doing both at a national and an international level, and I look forward to doing many, many more to come. The most fulfilling part about the entire journey is hearing feedback from other people and how grateful they have been about the fact that I actually took the time to write this book. Both men and women sought me out on LinkedIn and have emailed me, have reached out and were surprised and were impressed by the courage to actually share not only my struggles, but the positive aspects of how I have overcome my struggles and the positive aspects of how I'm paving the way for other women in highly male-dominated industries today. So as I contemplate my next move or my next book, there is no hesitation that I would continue working with Michelle and her team. I love the level of energy that she brought to the process. I loved my conversations with her. I could tell that she genuinely wanted me to succeed. Her team was always on top of it. They made the whole process really easy, and they communicated in a way that we had a shared document. They would review it and come back to me with comments or suggestions. "Dianne, is this what you meant to say? is it okay if we reword this particular sentence or paragraph? And I really appreciated that and respected that because I had a lot of different ideas. It was a very personal story. It was meant to really touch other people as they read what I had to go through in my struggles as an Asian woman in a highly male-dominated industry. And I wanted it to have a very personal touch. I wanted it to sound like Dianne Lee, but I also wanted to make an impact. When you read my book, that came across, and it came across with the help of Michelle and her team. Everyone was very professional, very approachable, and they worked with my schedule. I have a very busy and hectic schedule. I work for a very demanding industry, the construction industry, and they really worked with me at all different times of the day and night, which I really appreciated. I wrote my book in 4 months. We published it a couple of months after that. I was really excited about the possibility of releasing it within a certain time period, and we accomplished that goal. They made the impossible possible, and I couldn't ask for a better publishing company to work with, and I look forward to working with them on my second and my third book.